Hello, everyone. This is Michael Tobman. My grandfather, Morris Tobman, my father's father, was a Lincoln Brigade vet. He passed away not long before I was born, so my memories of him are not personal, but rather a mix of politics, history, and my extended family's experiences and stories. All of which is to say that memories of my grandfather are not my own, and that's fine, because when we're talking about the Lincoln Brigade and Spain generally, we share our memories with the world. Premature anti-fascist is how our grandfather is considered now, which, forgive me, is nonsense. There's never a too early time to be against fascism. It was the world that was wrong. My grandfather and his Lincoln Brigade vets, so many of whom died in Spain, were right. That's a tough thing to grow up with, but it's been worth it. Would the horrors of World War II and the Holocaust have happened as they did if the world was also premature in its opposition to fascism? We don't get to know that. We embrace the ambiguity of history and politics in the arc of events. There were so many other ideas and forces at play then. In fact, it's what I've made my professional life about, working in the complexity and contradictions of politics and events. But having a grandfather who fought in Spain and another who was a tail gunner and a bomber over the skies of Europe during World War II has provided a moral compass of certainty and service and obligation. There was a time in the last century when good and evil were fighting for the future of everything. My children's great-grandfather was on the side of good, and in my life that's made an enormous difference. As Senator John McCain said in an obituary tribute to Delmer Berg, among the last, if not the last, Lincoln Brigade vets, Mr. Berg went to Spain when he was a very young man. He fought in some of the biggest and most consequential battles of the war. He sustained wounds. He watched friends die. He knew he had ransomed his life to a lost cause for a people who were strangers to him, but to whom he felt an obligation, and he did not quit on them. I certainly didn't know Mr. Berg, but then again I didn't know my grandfather. But I know my father and my aunts, and I was close with my great-uncle, my grandfather's brother. All of that, and our living history, has been enough.